I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the fucking hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower. Scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And fuck all the doubters, they're just fucking downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm pissed off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the man himself, Tony Danger, on the Tony Podcast. Enjoy the video, folks.
Yeah, they all wanna ring, yeah, we all wanna be free. So show me what you got, what you bring, how you fight in the ring, how you take a fucking swing. Do you got heart, are you mean, got some scars, got some needs, are you willing to go bleed?
Hey, what's up everybody, it's Tony Danger 33 here today, bringing you the Tony World Podcast today. So, in the Tony World Podcast, I am going to talk about, I would say my top 10 best Star Wars characters, so top 5 best Star Wars characters, and top 5 worst Star Wars characters that I don't like. And I would like to say this, it's in my opinion. If you don't like it, then that's tough luck. So, let's start with top 5 best. So, at number 5, so I would say my number 5 pick, I would probably say, I probably might say Darth Vader. So the reason why I say Darth Vader is because in every movie that you've ever watched, when Darth Vader walks in a room, you've got that special Darth Vader music, and it just gives you the vibes and excitement when he walks in. It's got that the orchestra just gives that beat when he walks in, just like walking in with his special suit and with his lightsaber on his side, and he's just walking there with his hands behind his cape, and he just walks in, and it's absolutely brilliant. So Darth Vader is my number 5 best character. At number 4, so I would probably have to go for, this is a toughie. Number 4, I'll probably have to say Yoda. I'll say Master Yoda from Star Wars. So the reason why I would say Yoda is because of the fact that, he's a small character, but you don't underestimate his size because of how quick and fast he is with a lightsaber. Because a lot of Jedi in the Star Wars franchise always underestimate people that are smaller than them. And because of Yoda, he just jumps around and does all this willy-nilly stuff with his little lightsaber. It's absolutely brilliant. So, best character in Star Wars, my number 4, Master Yoda. So, my number 3. So, my third favourite Star Wars character. I'd probably have to say Darth Maul. I'll say Darth Maul, or Darth Maul, yeah, because the fact that in the Star Wars: The Clone Wars series, his character gets, because the thing is, if anyone's watched The Phantom Menace, everyone will remember that epic song from when Darth Maul enters the room and his lightsabers ignite. And you just get the vibes of how evil he really is, because he's a part of the Sith. And the way he moves and attacks, it's just, wow, it's brilliant. So Darth Maul is my favourite character at number 3. So at number 2, favourite character in the Star Wars franchise. So this one is a toughie. Number 2, I would say, in my honest opinion, I would probably have to go for Starkiller from the Star Wars Force Unleashed video games. The reason why I say Starkiller, because the fact that his father was a rogue Jedi, and he was just a boy when his father was killed by Darth Vader. And he becomes a Sith, and then basically his path changes, and then whichever choice you make as the player, he becomes more dangerous and more dark. And plus the fact if Starkiller was in the Star Wars universe, every character in the Star Wars universe would be dead. So basically, I'm talking Luke Skywalker, I'm talking Leia, I'm talking Han Solo, I'm talking Chewie. You know, all those characters in the Star Wars canon movies would be dead, and Starkiller would be the man that would kill them all off. So yeah, so Starkiller would be my number 2 favorite character. So number 3, number 1. I think it was number 1. My final favorite character of all time. So this one, I think, is a very easy one. I would say Ahsoka Tano, because the fact that her story is very, productive and created very well. Because of the fact that she has this really tough path ahead, because she was trained by Anakin Skywalker, and basically her path changes quite a lot in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, because in the last season, season 7, she's basically just a warrior. She's not a part of the Jedi Order. She's not, she sees things that the Jedi don't, and that's how she survived Order 66, because anyone who's watched Star Wars: The Clone Wars season 7 will know how she survived Order 66. So I would say Ahsoka Tano would be my number 1 favorite Star Wars character in the franchise. So my top 5 worst Star Wars characters in the Star Wars franchise. So I would this one is more difficult, I would say. The reason why I say that is because the fact that there's a lot of stuff that was very disappointing. I would probably have to say, for my number 5, I would probably say Rey Skywalker. Because the reason why, in my opinion, I would rank her the worst, because her story was kind of stupid in the actual films. They kind of destroyed Rey's character, and it also destroyed the actress herself's career. If they had developed her story more better, then maybe it would be, better. But there is going to be another Star Wars film with the character and the actress coming back. So hopefully they fix the Rey Skywalker character up a bit, is all I'm going to say. So Rey Skywalker is number 5 worst character in the Star Wars franchise. So I would say I'd said number 5. So my number 4 worst character of all time. So I'd probably have to say number 4. I'd say Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I know people who watch my YouTube channel are going to be pissed about why I said that. But the reason why I said Obi-Wan Kenobi is because there aren't many Obi-Wan Kenobi, apart from the TV show that they did, there haven't been many franchises to do with Obi-Wan Kenobi. So I was a bit disappointing. I can tell you this, the fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi in the TV show was good, but it would have been a bit nicer if they actually, it developed into, a bit more oomph in it. If there is another Obi-Wan Kenobi franchise, then I would change my mind, but I don't see any much difference, because, it's the same yada 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 stuff is all I'm going to say. So that Obi-Wan Kenobi is my 4th worst character of all time. And also, I'd like to let you know this was a difficult one to think of. So my third worst character in the Star Wars franchise. Um, I this is a toughie. Crap. I'm gonna say a Sarge Ventress, the one with the double lightsabers or the twin blade lightsabers, red lightsabers. The reason why I say that is because her character wasn't really developed very well, in my opinion, because she was rarely in it as much, and I found that her character's development was kind of boring. I know there's a book based around her, and she gets killed off in that book, but to be honest with you, it would have been nice to make a series based around Asajj Ventress and how she grew up and why she joined the Sith and then why she was kicked out and all that kind of stuff. But that's my opinion about Asajj Ventress being at my number 3 spot of worst Star Wars character of all time. So my number 2. So this is number 2 worst character I think in the Star Wars franchise. So I would probably. This one is really difficult. I'd probably say. I'll probably say Yaddle. Is it Yaddle? I think the same species as Yoda. But I can tell you this: they didn't. They never talked about how some Jedi died in the time of the Republic, and Yaddle wasn't even in it as much in the Star Wars films. She was in it in one scene. And to be honest with you, when they actually said that she gets killed off, why didn't you just put that in the movie? It would have made more perfect sense. But, that's why I think Yaddle is my number 3 or 2. I'm not too sure. I think it's number 3. I think it's number 2 or number 3. I don't know. So that's why I think Yaddle is at that rank. So I think my number 2 spot of worst character, I think it's number 2 or number 1. I'm going to say number 2. So if you guys want to correct me in the comments, then that's fine with me. So my number 2 rank of worst character in the Star Wars franchise. Number 2. I'd probably say number 2, the Grand Inquisitor, because the fact that his character in the comics wasn't really developed very well, and to be honest with you, he's just a Jedi god, and to be honest with you, there's not really much details of how he became an Inquisitor. All you know is that he becomes an Inquisitor, and he basically hunts down Jedi, and that's it. That's all you find out about the Grand Inquisitor. That's it. So I would say the Grand Inquisitor is my number 2 rank spot as worst characters in the Star Wars franchise. My number 1 worst character in the Star Wars franchise. This one is a toughie. I'm not going to say Palpatine because he was quite good. He was quite well developed in the franchise. I'm going to have to say Captain Rex. The reason why I say Captain Rex is because there aren't that many things. There aren't many canon. There's not many TV shows that. There are a couple of TV shows that relate to Captain Rex, but he isn't in. He's only in a couple of scenes, and then that's it. With Captain Rex, he's in the last season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars for season 7, but it doesn't talk about what happened to him after Order 66. All you find out is he removed his chip and then basically went off the grid. That's all you know. So it would be nice to have a Captain Rex TV series, because the fact that there's not much about Captain Rex that people know about. And to be honest with you, Captain Rex was one of the best characters in the Star Wars: The Clone Wars franchise. And it's a bit disappointing where you don't actually know what happens to him after Order 66. It talks about what happened to the Jedi, but it never talks about what happens to Captain Rex. All you know is that he disappears, and then he ends up joining the rebellion in Star Wars Rebels. That's it. That's the only thing you know. It's just that's just a bit confusing for me. So Captain Rex is my rank number 1 for worst characters in the Star Wars franchise. So that is all I have today. I hope you guys have enjoyed my my top 5 worst to best characters in the Star Wars franchise. I did think very hard about it, so I hope you guys have enjoyed the Tony World podcast, and I hope you would like to see more. So, if you want to see more of this podcast, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It does me huge favours. Also, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and my Twitter. So, we're all out of the way. Always remember to believe yourself and rock on. See ya. Bye!